Well, hello everyone. I hope you all had an amazing holiday and a happy New Year's, all that fun stuff. I wanted to go over and a shoot that I did the other day. I actually shot this at 4:30 in the afternoon, but because it gets dark so quick where I'm located here in Western Canada, it was just like shooting at golden hour. This is the first edit I did, and the location itself didn't have as much snow as we had hoped. It actually had snowed tons the day before, so we wanted to do this with a very snowy background, and unfortunately, the snow was almost gone. So I had to embellish, and I wanted to show you how I do this. Now, this was shot using one loom cube in her hand, and I'll show you what a loom cube is. So this is what a loom cube looks like. It's just this tiny little continuous light source. It's very small and it's actually quite powerful. You can bump it up or bump it down, but this is what the background looked like. Not a lot of snow. It doesn't get very cold here in the Okanagan, so we still have a lot of greenery about, which I actually think ended up working for us. So this is essentially that shot. And this is what I did afterwards, and I wanted to share with you. So this is the loom cube right here. I'll just show you. So instead of having the loom cube pointing at her face, obviously, I just put a little cardinal in it, kind of added to the magic. But this is what I'm going to show you. First, I'm going to show you, this is one that I just finished the retouch, and this is what it looked like. But I actually extended the dress. I haven't done any painting on the dress. If you take a look at this one, I totally painted out all the wrinkles in the dress as well, which I'll probably end up doing in this one as well. But I just wanted to very briefly share with you what I do in these images just to make them a lot more magical. So this is what the image looked like straight out of the camera. You can see that I did my retouch. I had to work on the hair because the hair was a bit of a disaster. Also, because we shot these when it was so dark, I definitely had to run topaz so you can see all the green and all that other stuff that was part of this. And this was actually shot with the candlelight, but I also had her mother right here, camera right, and the mother was literally just holding that loom cube right here and shining it onto her face. So that's how we managed to just fill in the shadows, because if we would have just used candlelight, we wouldn't have had this much brightness, and that wouldn't have worked quite so well. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to create an overlay blend mode layer. I'm going to scroll down to a gold color like this. And what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of add to this. I'm actually going to choose a gold color, but we're going to add to this kind of golden hour color by embellishing where the sun was behind her. And it doesn't matter that there's not a lot of that happening at this point. I just really want to add that golden hour feel to various parts of this image. And we can add it to the candle. We can add it over here to this tree, even to the side over here. Don't worry if you go over top of your subject a little bit. I think it works. If you get any on her skin on her face, you might want to brush that off. But this is just a little bit of golden hour embellishing onto the environment. And usually I'll come in and I'll just mask some of this off as well. So just add a mask and take it off the area that perhaps you didn't really want it on. And for me, it's going to be her skin here and probably a little bit down here. Okay, and then just feather out your mask a little bit, and then I would definitely reduce your fill a little bit, and then putting your flow down lower, you might want to just so gently feather that out, just so it looks a little more blended and not so plopped in there. Okay, so after you do this, you might want to just embellish your environment a bit more. So I'm actually going to duplicate this, and I'm going to go ahead and just merge these just for ease of use. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm going to do a levels adjustment layer. And this is where we try to create more of a snowy background. I'm going to start by just pulling up my blacks, really pulling up my brights, pulling up this a bit more, and then just inverting that mask. And then you're going to grab, like I always use my dirty brush. It's a dirt brush in my environmental brushes in my everyday set. And I usually pull up my opacity to 100 and my flow just about 2. But what we're looking at doing is we're just going to look at maybe adding a little bit of snow-like texture to this little evergreen tree, because we're trying to make it feel more wintry. And all I do is come in and kind of pretend to apply snow on these little branches. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It's quick and dirty, but it's just going to add that illusion of snow to your piece, if that's what you're going for. I actually love shooting winter portraits outside. I think that they can be so magical. And at least where I live anyway, it doesn't get very cold. It's usually only 0, and 0 in Canada is, I think, 32 degrees in the States, or in Europe, we're at 0. So all you Europeans are like us Canadians. We'll call it 0. And yeah, so this is all we're going to do. We're just going to add the feel of snow onto this little evergreen tree. And then once you're done with this, you move on to adding the same type of feel to the ground and other foliage places. Like down here, we can add a little bit more here. Okay, so that's essentially what I like to do. You can come over and do wider sweeps over the tree just for a little bit more of that effect. And we're going to also do it here in the forefront of this kind of grassy nook. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and merge these two together. And we're going to head over to our foliage. So this and this. And so this originally started out as a complete green colored tree. And what I like to do, and I'll demo it right here, is for winter scenes, I do like foliage. But what we'll do is we'll come in and we'll go to our hue saturation, and we'll just desaturate that completely. And then the next thing you can do is you can go to your levels, and same thing. So you can just brighten that up and maybe tone it down a bit. If you want it, a little less contrast, you can do it like that. But that's pretty much good enough. And that's really all I do. So we're going to merge these all together. We're going to come to this guy and do the same thing. So we're going to come over here, and what we're going to do is we're going to start applying those PNG files. So let's see what we got here. So this is the one that I used for the original one, and all I do is drag it, hit my transform tool, and depending on the light source, so the light is coming from the right, we would have the brightest tree kind of right here, like that. And I would duplicate that one, and then I would transform it, and I would make it smaller, maybe rotate it just a little bit. You can also have it kind of come over top of her, but you want that one in behind. And the reason for that is because then you can make it look a little bit more believable once you start adding your blurs. So we're going to duplicate that layer again and drag it down. Go to your transform. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make this skinnier so I can pull it over. We're going to go something like this. So now that's really behind. We're going to add a blur. So go to Gaussian blur. And this, I believe I do about 19 on this one. I want to match the bokeh of the background. That's the motivation. And then you're just going to reduce that to about there. And as far as this next one, you're going to go filter blur and you're going to do about half of what you did. So it was 19, let's do an 8. And same thing, you're going to reduce the opacity just a bit, but not too much. So maybe you're at about 80. And then this one here is the one that's in the front, and it's still too sharp, but we're going to add more Gaussian blur. And we're going to probably go to about a 5 or so. Sharper, but not sharp still. Okay, so something about 5.2. And the front one, which is this guy here, that's at about 79, and the lower one is at 49. Okay, so let's grab this next guy. This one will be cute. So it's just like a little pretty looking kind of weird weed-ish thing. And I think I'm going to flip it. And I think I'm going to use my warp tool just to give it a little bit of shape. So that, maybe make it a little smaller. Right? And then you're going to duplicate that. You might want to put the next one at the very bottom. I'm going to flip this one and maybe just pull it over here. And then if I do that, I probably need to adjust the brightness because it's too bright. So we're just going to pull it back right about there. And I'm definitely going to just change the size. And when I change the size, as long as I'm on a soft eraser like this, then you can just kind of erase the lower portion so that it blends more into the grass. Like that. Same thing with this guy here. This guy here actually is a little too dark as well. So I'm going to go to levels on this one and just pull the brighter parts down. Probably like about that. And then again, we're going to just erase that bottom part a little bit so that it blends more into the ground. Okay, so that's kind of cute. And then this next guy, this one will be fun too. Very wintry feeling. You might even want to put it in front of her dress a little bit like this. I'm going to duplicate that one more time because I do feel like I want to flip it and I want this over here. Probably right about there. And for this guy, we're just going to go and do a layers or a levels adjustment and tone those highlights down a bit. A little too bright. Same thing with this guy. Just a little bit of levels. And that's just it. Like when you make your original tweaks, you really don't know how much exactly your highlights are going to need to come down or go up. I'm going to come back to this guy. And I'm going to drag him again, and I'm going to just flip him. So you can always just, rotate as much as you want to get various looks. So something like that. And then if you wanted to, you could just come in here and just delete this part of the tree. Right. And because this one is going to be quite far behind, we're going to go blur, Gaussian blur, and we're going to go back to about 19. So that it's the same as that one. And then we can reduce that as well. I think this was about 49. Okay, so we got that. We can come back over to this guy. and just duplicate and flip it. And then drag it back over here. Something like that. And then you can just come in and play with your opacities. Like if you feel like this guy, not this one, but this guy here is too bright, just lower your opacity a little bit like that. And then run it through whatever program that you're going to work with, if it's, exposure or whatever. Like this, I find that this log is kind of detracting my eyeball, so I'd probably get rid of that as well. But you can also take like one of these guys. Let's say we duplicate that one and hit your transform, make it smaller and bring it down and put it kind of in front here too. Like it's really, the possibilities are endless for these.